Eastern Michigan wins their home opener, the season opener, in decisive fashion with a 10-point knockout of Howard 34-24 alongside Rob Rubick. I'm Matt Shepard. Rubes, every team faces adversity. For Eastern, it probably came a little bit earlier than they wanted to. They were down by as many as 11, but you like the way they responded on Saturday night.
After two different touchdowns by Howard, Eastern was able to regroup and come right back down the field and score themselves, and that's what you like to see, be able to answer and deal with adversity. And Ron English has done a good job with this team, I think, early on in the season of not getting down on themselves, not saying, here we go again, get that type of mentality where they fought back and then they really kind of asserted themselves in the fourth quarter and took the game over.
Let's talk about a couple of offensive leaders. First, Tyler Benz, 2 touchdown passes on Saturday night.
Very accurate, very efficient. I think he ran the offense extremely well. He threw the one interception early on where maybe when he watches the film, he said, maybe I should have went inside. But besides that, he was targeting his receivers. He was delivering the ball in a very catchable position, running the offense, handing the ball off, and everyone takes that for granted, but not turning it over. A lot of times in the first game, you see fumbled snaps between the center and the quarterback or with the running back. Very efficient tonight.
Eastern's offensive MVP from a year ago was Bronson Hill. Tonight, over 100 yards, 4th time in his career that he's done that, and he was really special at times.
He was very special. For 90% of the game, he was the horse, and he got a lot of yards and there wasn't a lot there, and that's what I like to see. Get those extra yards after contact. He's got that type of power you need, but he has the burst, as we saw in one of the touchdowns where they kind of strung it out and he hit the seam. But what a weapon coming off the bench then. He gets a little bit gassed, a little nicked up. At the end of the game, you bring in Darius Jackson, who just kept it going, and all of a sudden, to the defense, like, man, this guy's really fast because he comes in with fresh legs, and that's a nice 1-2 punch to have.
All right, defensively, Sean Kurtz, a lot of tackles and an interception. Cy Moffmer up front, and then Willie Creer capped off a 2-turnover forced night for the EMU defense with his interception. Not a bad defensive.
Not at all, and you got to like Kurtz and feel good for him because he was kind of responsible for the one long run by McGee. When we saw the replay, he over-pursued. McGee cut underneath him and ended up going 70 yards, would set up a touchdown. Then he comes back, reads McGee, sees the route, undercuts a little curl route, gets the interception, and really one of the turning points of the game.
I know you liked Pat O'Connor's effort from the defensive end tonight.
He was everywhere. Pat O'Connor, very good, very solid. And, you know, Kashama was a little bit unheard of, then all of a sudden he gets a big play in the game when they needed it. And that's what you want. You want contributions. They don't all have to be at the same time, but you want people to contribute throughout the course of the game, and the Eagles had that.
So now Eastern Michigan 3-0 all-time against Howard. They win their opener, off to Penn State next Saturday to take on the Nittany Lions out of the Big Ten. Our broadcast begins at noon. For all the EMU information regarding football and all sports, tune in right here, emueagles.com.